In the protected confines of seminary classrooms, discussions were held about infant baptism. Does baptism save you? No, baptism is the sign and seal of God's unmerited love and grace that saves you. Do you have to be baptized to go to heaven? While the question raises many issues, the simple answer is no, of course. If a newborn is dying, would you grant the parent's request for an immediate hospital baptism? Wow. When academia meets reality, it can take your breath away. While baptism may not be necessary for salvation, it may be essential for hope and comfort. Just when we might sense the absence of God's love the most, we surely need a physical sign of God's love the most. The pastoral answer is yes, of course. In time and space distant from safe seminary structures, a friend from a very different church asked me to come to the University Medical Center in Columbia. Their newborn baby had little time to live. Their pastor was rushing down to baptize the baby, and my friend wanted me to come too. Our tears were added to the sacramental waters in a baptism unlike many others, yet filled with trust and hope as we commended a beloved life to God's care and keeping. Upon our departure, the father joined the pastor and me to see us off. When the pastor filled the silent void with, "I'm relieved we made it," the father asked him if he had another baptism planned. "Oh yes, we're baptizing so-and-so in a few months." "How dare you!" exclaimed the father. "What? How dare you take the risk with that baby's eternal soul? If you believe you have to be baptized, what if they're in a car wreck next week? Come to think of it, why aren't you present at every birth with water and a glove just to make sure? You're gambling eternity with your postponement. It's outrageous." As the door slammed, I chose following and listening to my friend's grief and pain over speaking with the pastor further. So I never heard how he might have replied. Maybe his leaving said it all. Our triangular encounter still haunts me, as do the grief-stricken questions that challenge long-held theories with reality. In Romans, Paul reminds us that when we're baptized into a death like Christ, we're baptized into a resurrection like Christ. When in your life have you needed the most of physical reassurance of God's love and grace? Where has your experience called into question a long-held theory about what you believe? How have you moved through or been transformed by the challenge?